Hello, YouTubers. This is the Giant Awakens, and today I want to ask the question: are you prepared for an economic collapse? Last night I was flipping through the channels, and I caught an interesting program on the National Geographic Channel about preppers. They were following four families that were prepping for either an economic collapse or a nuclear holocaust, or Armageddon, something happening in this country. And I'd seen a lot of programs over the years on the History Channel about end of the world, end of times, but nothing like actually following families that are actually doing this. So it really hit home when I saw this, and how people are really preparing for something that could really happen in this country and around the world. And they were following four different families and showing how each one was preparing. And it was quite interesting. Several of them had thousands of dollars worth of food stockpiled. They had an interesting family in North Carolina had was growing their own crops, had their own cattle, chickens, had their own source of fuel, had a car that truck that they had converted into running on wood. It was pretty interesting how they converted it. Basically, they were all pretty much self-sufficient. The family in North Carolina, they had their own water supply, food supply. Most of their money had been converted to precious metals. So a lot of these families are already prepared for something that could really, really happen. I mean, it's not a joke. And when I saw it, just the look in their faces and their child's faces, and you could tell that this was very serious, and they weren't going to take any precautions. And also, the thing that struck me the most was that they were teaching their kids how to fire weapons. They're going to the shooting range, and 8-10-year-old kids out there firing weapons. I mean, that really hit home that if a collapse happens, that you're going to have everyday citizens that would probably never commit a crime, but in tough times when they need food or something to survive, that they are they're going to rob somebody. They're going to break into your home. They're going to try to steal whatever you have, and you have to be able to protect yourself. And this was very, like I said, for me, it really hit home, that this could really happen to us, and we have to be able to protect ourselves. And that's why I'm asking this question: are you prepared? I mean, I think I myself need to, definitely stock up on more food supplies, and have a way of, getting more precious metals, adding to my, like I said, food supply, water, anything else that I can to ensure my family's safety if this happens. I mean, and this is a real, viable thing that can happen, I believe, because it's happened in the past. We think that just because we've never lived through it doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, look what happened during the Great Depression. And I think if it happens again, it's going to be way worse than the Great Depression, because people today aren't like the people of that time. I mean, I read stories where families would let people in if they didn't have any food. That they would, if they had any extra soup, any extra food that they had available, if a stranger came by that didn't have anything, they would help them out. In today's society, I don't see that. I see that the fabric of the family is falling apart. People aren't like that anymore. We don't have respect for each other. We have no manners. We have no class. And if this thing were to happen, I don't believe, we're like that today. I believe a certain percentage will be, but the majority of it won't. Look what's happened in Detroit. Look what's happened in these other cities. They're falling apart. Their gangs are taking over. And so I really want you to be prepared. Take a look, inventory your home, what you got, and be prepared. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. And, if this happens, you'll be thankful that you do. If it doesn't, you'll have some extra food that you can use. So that's all I have for today. If you have any comments, please post them at the end of this video. And please sign up for my YouTube channel. And everyone have a great day. Thank you.